Greetings and salutations to all you out there. I am TJ, this is Wind Chaser Productions. As you can see, I am currently not in my studio at the moment. I am currently at Logan's Roadhouse here in Trussville, just off the 459 Trussville exit. Now, I got several big projects lined up for Wind Chaser Productions, much like I did with my 2 cents. We'll be filming on location at several spots throughout Birmingham, and later on down the road throughout the Southeast, and hopefully as time goes on throughout the continental U.S. and quite possibly into Canada. I figured I'd start off this episode by coming to one of my favorite hangouts, grab something to eat. Of course, the lady that...
Oh, is that your blog?
No, that's quite all right. Oh, that's my show.
That's your show?
Yes, I'm actually...
Is it streaming live?
No, I'm just filming, actually, for the moment. That, by the way, was a very good friend of mine. Goes by the name of Trouble. She is the female president, if I got that correct, of the All-Star Dive-By crew. What's the All-Star Dive-By crew by name, you ask? Well, you just have to find us, because there's quite a good bit of us. But enough said, let's get to work. Hello. Thanks for staying with me here. Sorry about the long intro there. But there are several announcements that I've got. Of course, now that Wind Chaser Production, will be more specific, my reviews is in its 2nd season now. That means I should be able to bring you more time for my reviews, which I've actually done so. So now I can post videos on Wind Chaser Productions YouTube channel for longer than 15 minutes, which is very cool, by the way. That was Brandon, the bartender for the moment during this happy hour here. Speaking of happy hour, but of course,
good to hear, my friend.
I'm currently drinking a Georgia Sun tea.
Who you toasted to?
Logan's, duh.
That's right. That's right.
Duh.
No sheriff over there.
But there will be other restaurants that I will be putting the spotlight on. It just so happened that Logan's was the first. And of course, I know at least 2 people that actually work here. Brandon, the bartender, which you actually saw a couple of moments ago, and Trouble, which you saw during the intro. Now, of course, there's a lot going on in the world. You know, people keep saying that Obama needs to get out of office or whatnot, and for the most part, I actually agree with them because with this Obamacare kicking in, and against everyone's will, mind you. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who really just don't have the money to actually pay for affordable health care and whatnot. And for the government or President Obama himself, whoever decide to enforce, whoever doesn't have Obamacare by March 31st should be, it's not should be, but will be penalized for it. I mean, I'm asking why? What about those who just don't have the money to pay for the health coverage that they need? Of course, you're gonna sit there. Of course, some people are gonna sit there and tell me, "Oh, they can sign up for it. It's no big deal." It is a big deal. It is a big deal for those who just don't have the money to cover for it. And the fact that it's being forced upon them makes it worse. Now, I find it rather disturbing with the videos that I see on YouTube. No correction. I find it rather sad with the videos I've seen on Facebook, as far as a lot of people, scrapping in the street over nothing, really, from my viewpoint. I mean, people are gonna argue whatnot and have different opinions, but if the situation ain't that serious to begin with, why escalate? Why turn it into a fight? And I seen in one clip I saw on Facebook, somebody mentioned that that's how it is at Inglewood, and with people fighting and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I seriously doubt that, and I seriously doubt that people fight in Inglewood every day. I'm not buying into that. And if that's what they truly think, I mean, consider the fact the way the summer is shaping up, summer shaping up to be, it's going to be a long one. And there's going to be some fatalities. And I'm sorry to say, but there's going to be some fatalities at some point during the summer. And it's not going to be pretty. But we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Well, I'm back in the office again. After my good time at Logan's, putting the spotlight on yet another establishment that is in the Trussville area, not too far from Zaxby's, is Gigis Cupcakes. Go up a little bit so you can get a shot of the box that my cupcakes are in. But Gigis Cupcakes has some very, very good cupcakes. The two locations that are in the Birmingham metro area is in Hoover And of course, there's also one in Trustful. Now, you can follow Gigis Cupcakes on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. The different kinds of cupcakes they have. Well, let me backtrack for a moment there. They have a different flavored cupcake for every day of the week. I mean, they have several different choices to choose from for every day of the week. And that's one of the main things I like about Gigis Cupcakes. Is because the fact they have different cupcakes to choose from every single day. I mean, that's really saying something. For Monday, since I'm currently looking at the menu here, for Monday, the cupcake is carrot cake, Kentucky bourbon, mellow cream, midnight magic, rocky road, strawberry shortcake, wedding cake, and white midnight magic. For Tuesday, it's chocolate covered strawberry, coconut cream pie, lemon dream supreme, midnight magic, peanut butter cup, Scarlet's red velvet, wedding cake, and white midnight magic. Now, as I'm looking at when the other 4 days, seems that wedding cake, midnight magic, and white midnight magic are on the menu as well. Accompanying those 3 cupcake flavors that I mentioned for Wednesday through Saturday. For Wednesday, it is birthday surprise, blueberry cobbler, chocolate salted caramel, double stuff, and then again with strawberry shortcake for Wednesday. Thursday is chocolate chip cookie dough, Miss Princess, peanut butter cup, Scarlet's red velvet making yet another appearance on Thursday, and Texas milk chocolate. And all this time I thought Texas was big on oil. Well, this just proved me wrong. For Friday, it's banana cream pie, birthday surprise, carrot cake making a second appearance along with chocolate salted caramel and double stuff. Saturday features the return of chocolate chip cookie dough, chocolate turtle, Kentucky bourbon making another appearance, Miss Princess, and Scarlet's red velvet. But that's not what I got. I actually got the classic cheesecake brownies. Not brownies, but cupcakes. But if you just happen to be in the Trustful Hoover area, be sure to stop by Gigis Cupcakes and check them out. You'll be glad you did. Now, there are several events that are coming up that yours truly is going to be attending this year. One of which of the events usually comes up around anywhere between late May, early June, almost to the middle of June to be specific. Consequently, and ironically, 2 events that I'm attending are going to be running right into each other. So the moment one of the events is winding down and coming to a close, I'll be packing my things up from one event, heading directly into the second event. But the first event that is coming up is the Alabama Phoenix Festival, which of course is going to be May 30th through June the 1st. The host hotel this year is the Birmingham Sheraton in downtown Birmingham. Now, if most of you remember seeing pics on Winchester Productions' Facebook page where the pictures that were taken at the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center complex, which is adjacent and right across the walkway and across the street from the BJCC. So, technically, ironically speaking, the Birmingham Sheraton has hosted or will be hosting at least 2 events at their hotel this year. And I will be attending the APF. Much like I did the first 2 years of the APF, I will be volunteering as well. I mean, why not? Third time's a charm. But that's the Alabama Phoenix Festival. If you want to know more about the APF, or might even want to join myself on the volunteer team, go to the website alabamaphoenixfestival.com, and you'll get all the information as to the lounging options at the Sheraton, who all is going to be there, and what special guest is going to be making a special appearance. If I remember correctly, I think there's at least one special guest that will be at the APF that I know. And I know very well. And if she is indeed going to be there, then for all you steampunk fans out there, you are in for a treat. She knows what she's doing when it comes to steampunk cosplay. The second event that I'll be going to, and the second event is kind of a personal one for me, and I call it my community service project for the year, considering the fact I've done this for the last 16, coming up on 16 years now, will be Twilight Camp for the Three Rivers District. This is actually the first time I've actually mentioned about the Scouts in general on my show. I'd like to put it out there that I myself am an Eagle Scout, and at the time I thought, what better way to say thank you to the scouting program in general than helping out the youth of the next generation. So I've been doing it for going on 16 years now, and I wouldn't trade it for the world either. That's the second event that I'll be going to. The third event, which is, if I remember correctly, is happening that very weekend of Twilight Camp, is PlayOnCon 7. I originally stated that I was going to cosplay as Sephiroth for this event, but then I thought about it and stated, since it being number 7, let's go with something original. So therefore, I will be doing an original cosplay for PlayOnCon 7, and we'll save Sephiroth for DragonCon. PlayOnCon is going to be June 26th through the 29th at the Alabama 4-H Center in Columbiana. Now, this is the first time in Pac's history that Pac has actually went back to the host hotel that was at the previous year. And as of now, they have actually sold out of the regular dorm rooms that are on its site. Now, of course, they've got the cottage-like bunk beds and whatnot. So, here comes yet another event. This event is in July 20th to be specific. This one is Paws and Cars 3. Now, Paws and Cars is a very good event. I actually went and filmed the first one, although I missed the second one due to the fact I was at another event and wouldn't have been able to make it. But giving a shout out to one of my homeboys, Fernando, the founder of JDM Sundays, and technically speaking, one of the masterminds behind this. But you know, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back, and I'm going to talk some more about it with y'all. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And now, one thing I can tell you about the Paws and Cars event, it is very, very pet friendly. It's kind of like Doodah Day for a car enthusiast. You know? I mean, it's a day where car enthusiasts not only get to show off their cars and whatnot, but also puts a spotlight on pet owners and those who love pets. And this event will no doubt be raising money for local animal shelters. You know, the Birmingham Humane Society, the Shelby Humane Society, you know. Because not all pets are bad, and because I know several people who has pets, rather large pets, mind you, where they've been getting a bad rap as to, you know, oh, you got a big dog, you know, he's vicious and whatnot, you should put him down and whatnot. I tend to disagree. I mean, to me, and I think Fernando may have said it as well at one point, in a sense, you might as well treat pets like kids in a way. I mean, if you teach a dog to be mean, he's going to be mean. If you teach a dog to be nice to everybody, you know, he's going to be nice to everybody. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, you can't expect a dog to be just one thing and expect it not to react differently to another. That it don't work like that. I mean, my parents got another pup almost a month ago now, and I kind of find myself, you know, spending a little bit of time with him, which is fine by me, because I might as well get to know him since he's going to be around for a good little bit. So why not? That's Paws and Cars 3 is going to take place. Give me a sec here. Let me pull it back up on my phone since I have yet to close out of it. But it's going to be happening at Glimmer Industrial Park here in Birmingham. Some of the companies that are back in this event 100% is undergroundscene.com, Lowlife Art, ECSmagazine.com, Price Powder Coating, Common Treads, and Sparks of Insanity, to name a few. And of course, yours truly is going to be there. Fernando's going to be there. Another good guy I know, Tommy Brown, is going to be there. It was actually at the first Paws and Cars event, the one that I personally filmed, that I met a couple of cool guys local here in the Birmingham area. Revelation Symphony was the name of the band. There was Brad Harden, I think. Brad Harden was one of the members. I'm not sure what instrument he played, but I do remember meeting him. And I managed to get at least 1 or 2 interviews with a couple of the band members during the first Paws and Cars event. It may not be a professional looking movie like you see those in Hollywood, whatnot, but it is still the very first movie that I personally shot for this company. And considering the fact that I was my own camera crew, I did pretty damn good. That will no doubt do it for this episode of my reviews. If you want to know more about any of the events that I've mentioned in this episode for the Alabama Phoenix Festival, you can go to their website, Alabama Phoenix Festival at, well, correction, let me backtrack. It's alabamaphoenixfestival.com. For PlayOnCon, it's, of course, playoncon.com. For Paws and Cars, you can check out JDM Sunday's Facebook page on Facebook. You can also check out my company's page, Windchaser Productions, because I will be posting info on the event as well as time gets closer to the event. If you have any questions or any comments that you want to leave for me, or that you would like for me to ask on the show, send me an email to windchaserproductions@gmail.com, and I will be glad to answer those questions on a future show. Of course, you've seen on Windchaser Productions' Facebook page that I've put the spotlight on a BBW during the month of March, and for the month of April, put the spotlight on JDM Sundays in general, which I'm glad I brought that up, because on a future episode of my reviews, I will be putting the spotlight on local business owners and organizers with JDM Sundays being one of them. I'm TJ Dudley. So long from the studio.